So hello and welcome to another Valorant video. Today we're going to talk about pistol rounds, and to do that we're going to watch just the opening pistol round of Guard versus Akrew, and we're going to watch what Akrew do, and I think hopefully you will learn from this and learn from this experience about kind of thinking about pistol rounds, because pistol rounds are kind of like really important. There was a stat that came out, I think, just before the Champions tournament in Valorant, that, if you win both pistol rounds, you have like an 85% chance of winning the game, or at least at the pro scene they did. And I'm sure, it's somewhat similar for ranked. I'm sure it's about the same. But obviously winning the pistol round just gives you such an advantage. The fact that you're going to get to 2 rounds for free. The fact that that third round, can often still be quite difficult. And then if that third round has been difficult for your opponents, then that fourth round normally you're favored as well. And so you can end up just 3-1 up basically, oftentimes pretty easily, and then obviously still have that economical advantage. And so when that happens, of course you're going to have an advantage in terms of winning the game, and that's why pistol rounds are so important. So I thought it was worth doing a video on, and I thought this one was a pretty interesting pistol round. So let's take a look at what happened. So we have Akrew versus Guard here on Haven, as we can see, and pistol round's about to start. Akrew are on defense and the Guard are on attack. So let's see what happens. I mean, straight away, you can see that they've got a sort of interesting setup. If I come to the map here, you can see straight away that there's kind of a unique setup from Akrew here, already putting 4 players together as one. Quite an interesting little strategy to start off. And if we watch the start of the round, what they're going to do is, send a couple of these players to spam the window there to start the round. But as we watch this round and watch it unfold, what we're going to see is that I didn't quite know exactly when it was going to happen, but it happens there, where Akrew go down a player. Kanpeki just gets caught basically in an insane shot by a Saya player. An insane shot there into the window, and obviously normally on a pistol round you're expecting that would be a relatively safe thing to peek, but not this time, and not with a Sheriff. Headshot straight away. Very good shot, and now Akrew find themselves in a 5v4, and obviously on a pistol round where everything is kind of 50-50, right? Like, there isn't often a lot going into it. Normally it's just like a mad scramble 50-50. Let's see how Akrew react to this, and I'm pretty sure that a call is going to come in pretty soon, and you can start to see it already if we go to the map, where Akrew now have grouped up. Everyone is here, okay? Everyone is in the middle. And why do I like this? Well, as I mentioned, normally on a pistol round, if you defend this somewhat normally in this situation, what's going to happen is, let's say they did just stick this normally. You get one player defending C, maybe one is Garage, one on B and one on A. What most likely is going to happen is one of those players is just going to find themselves in either a 4v1 or a 5v1. They're going to die. It's going to end up in a 5v3, 4v3 at the very best. And, it's not going to go well for you. You're probably going to get traded out and lose the round. So they decide, let's not do that. Let's get a bit more aggressive, and let's see what happens. So they're grouping up, as you can see, and Guard are about to go towards A and make their way over to A. Of course, Guard don't know that this is going on at all, really. They did destroy the turret in mid-window, so they do know that someone was there, and there is Neon getting that headshot straight away. But look, they're not going to stop, and you can see that Guard are like, okay, we know they're pushing mid, let's start to go a bit quick, but I don't think that they expect what's going on, and you can tell that they don't expect it, because as we just saw, the Astra went into Astral form to get these stars down. The Sky is dogging from here, so they clearly don't know that everyone is behind them, right? And it's a weird thing to do, but as we're about to see, it's going to go pretty well for them. They get the first kill there on the Astral form Astra. This Sova now probably understands that he's in a bit of trouble. They get that kill as well. All of a sudden they're in a 4v2, and it's looking really good. And so it's gone from them being a man down to all of a sudden being really, really good for them. Now I think here, things aren't going to go as well. I think Jonah P here is going to, manage to get 2 kills. So it actually ends up back in a 2v2. This is kind of just the way it can go, though, sometimes, I suppose. But then they are going to manage to close it out, come with a nice little play around there, end in a 2v1. And eventually, they are going to win this round. They catch this Sky off eventually, obviously, in this 2v1. They play it pretty well, stack up together. The Sky doesn't really have a chance at that point once they stacked up like that. And so I thought it was very well played. And I think that we can learn from this, right? This kind of full group mentality on pistol rounds, I think, is a pretty good thing to do, particularly when you're in a 5v4. And it's kind of bold, it's kind of brave. It requires something from you as a team to be able to commit to this and be like, yeah, let's do this as a team. But I do think on pistol rounds, it's just going to go well for you overall, because generally speaking, you want to be trading in pistol rounds if you can, and so if you're a defender on your own, it's very difficult to completely trade, whereas the attackers often will go together. I'm sure most of you are going together on your pistol rounds, and it makes sense because no one has a gun that's going to be able to just absolutely mow down 3 or 4 people before they get killed. That's not going to happen most of the time on pistol round, so going as a big group does actually make a lot more sense. You see a lot of aggression from defenders in pro play on pistol rounds as well, because it just kind of works better. And we saw a very successful attempt here by Akrew, and what I particularly love is they, kind of, even though they lost a man, I'm pretty sure that, based on their initial kind of thing that they were doing as well, that might have been the plan either way. But, even when they lost the man, I think it made even more sense to go and do what they did. And obviously they reaped the rewards of a round win when, in reality, maybe it wouldn't have gone as well had they not done that.